What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with another video, and I've got more recent sales over at Rogue 5 Toys on Facebook from Chris W's big haul that he picked up from the West Coast. He's almost done with all the items, so this is probably going to be the last video as it relates to that big jackpot haul. I know that Chris is working on another big transaction here soon, so hopefully we'll have some more items to cover. But I've got some mint on cards, play sets, vehicles, as you can see in the top right. We've got two Glasslite Brazilian TIE fighters. We get the TIE Fighter and the TIE Interceptor, and those were only made available by the Glasslite factory in the Brazilian market. So lots of really rare stuff here, and let's go ahead and dig in. I got some mint on cards towards the end. The first one is actually a mint on card. This is a 20 back A Han Solo, and this one sold for $14.10. And it looked to be in pretty incredible shape. Look how clean this one is. This is a big head Han on an offerless 20 back, unpunched, no price sticker, and that one would grade an 80 all day long. And it did not last very long either. I mean, that one is a stunner of a card back. The blister was in crystal clear shape, so that's an early Han for those of you who had been looking, and congrats to the buyer on that one. Next up was the Palatoy Death Star Play Set. The box was advertised as in good condition, does have some shelf wear. One of the inner flaps on the side is torn off. So it wasn't perfect, but still, this is the Palatoy Death Star playset, and it was believed to be complete, and it was listed for $17.50. Here is the box. I just took one photo out for a few of these so you could take a closer look, but that is a stunner and a very rare item, and Joey over at the Padawan Collector picked that one up. So congrats to Joey on that one. That one is a true grail item. I don't know if Chris has sold the Meccano or the Toll Toys examples yet. I would think that those will be on the way very soon, but I know he's sold both Palatoys, but I don't think the other two have been listed yet for sale. But what a stunner. Congrats, Joey. Next up, this is a cool item. This is the bot bag made by the Clipper factory. So you can see there, it's got the kid punching Darth Vader. It's like an inflatable bag. You see these occasionally on eBay, but this is the Clipper box, as you can see in the lower left there. So pretty cool item there. Mint and sealed box. And that one sold for $260, shipped in the U.S. Lots of different vehicles, playsets, creatures sold. So we're going to dig into some of those now. We've got a Patrol Dewback. The box was opened, but the Dewback had unbroken reins, and it did come with the cardboard insert. So you can see how clean the reins were on that one. That's the first thing to always look for on the Dewbacks, is whether the reins have cracked and split or not. But $250 for that one. It included an acrylic case on that. That's a pretty good buy there. Very cool Hoth Ice Planet Adventure Set. The box is open, comes with the play set and instructions. It was just missing the insert, and the pop was taped on, so the pop was removed. $225 on that one. That's a pretty rare one. You don't see that one pop up very much. Next up was a Twin Pod Cloud Car. This one included the instructions, the box, and of course a near mint condition Cloud Car. That one sold for $175. I mean, sometimes you see on eBay just the Cloud Car alone goes for $100 to $110, and the box on that one was in pretty amazing condition. Next up was the Imperial Cruiser. Comes with the box and the vehicle. Both were in okay shape, so they weren't in perfect condition. $150. I mean, you can't beat that, just given that the sliding acrylic case is probably $30 or $40. So pretty good deal on that one. Next up was an AFA 80 Ewok Assault Catapult. So this was a mint and sealed box example with the Return of the Jedi Ewok Catapult. $315. Took that one home. That was a pretty good buy there. Next up, I've got two different Chewbacca Bandeliers, and if you guys remember these, I vaguely remember these being for sale in the store. They had a big flap on them, so it's hard to find them in good condition. But this was the Canadian example, so La Bandelier du Chewbacca. And so this was the Canadian La Guerre des Étoiles version, and it had no fold on the flap at all. Just an incredible item there. $200 was the sales price on that one. So it was not mint and seal box, but this is probably unused contents type of thing. So $200 for the Canadian version of that bandolier, and basically you wore that bandolier like you were Chewbacca, and you could snap in your figures on that one. So that's kind of cool. It even had a little kind of box that you could put all the accessories in. And then here was a graded example. This was a CAS qualified grade 80 Chewbacca Bandelier strap. This one means that it's open, unused contents, but it was graded CAS 80 qualified. So pretty cool item. That one sold for $300. Next up was the Bwing Fighter. This one sold for $350. The box was open, did have a little bit of shelf wear to the box. All flaps were present. Comes complete with the insert, unused sticker sheet, and the paperwork. So this is like a qualified grade quality, and that one sold for $350. I thought that was a really good buy there. Really nice condition B-Wing. Next up was a Scout Walker, and I've got two of them. One of them was a used contents, but it included the insert, the used sticker sheet, the catalog, the instruction sheet, and a really nice condition box, along with a sliding acrylic case for $300. What a bargain on that one. And then here was a graded, loose graded AT-ST. You never see this very often, so kind of a cool looking item there. This was a UKG 80%, and it included the instruction sheet, the unused sticker sheet on the back, and then the canopy was kind of mounted on the side because, you know, it kind of snaps in, so I can understand why they would do that. So that's a really cool item. That one sold for $450 plus shipping. And then let's dig into some Power of the Force cards, and then I'm going to talk about the Brazilian Glasslites. They were just incredible, very rare items. The first one was an AFA 80 Luke Poncho on the Power of the Force card, and that one was an unpunched example with just light yellowing. That one sold for $660. That's kind of right in line with market, in my opinion. Next up was a CAS 80 Imperial Gunner. Again, another unpunched card back with moderate yellowing. That one sold for $760. Again, a very fair price for that one. And then here was the beautiful R2-D2 Popup Lightsaber, last 17, another unpunched example, graded CAS 80. And that one sold for $13.10. I thought all those prices were kind of right in line with market, and not a steal by any means for all three of those, but very much a fair deal, given that you're not going to have to pay eBay sales taxes on top of that. So, and you know you're dealing with a trusted seller. So pretty cool item there. $13.10 again for the R2-D2 Pop-Up Lightsaber mint on card, graded CAS 80. Now let's dig into the Glasslite. So these were Brazilian Glasslite, and they had a number of different vehicles, and I can't tell you how rare these are. This one had working sounds for the electronics, but the sound worked, but the lights did not work. But it was very clean. There was a small crack on the canopy, but it sold for $350. Again, this is the first time I've even seen one of these for sale. $350. I even went back on Hakes to check to see if I could find them, and there just wasn't any for the X-Wing. You see the TIE Fighter sometimes on eBay or on some of the Facebook Brazilian focus groups, but I've never seen the X-Wing or the TIE Interceptor ever until Chris listed these. Here was the Glasslite TIE Interceptor, and it's got a very unique color scheme. It's kind of like a metal, like a gunmetal gray, or, you know, brushed nickel kind of look to it. So it's a very unique color scheme to it, and it also has kind of some weird stickers that were not present on the Kenner version, some little stripes and things like that. So it's a very unique vehicle within the licensed Star Wars world, and this one sold for $400. It did have working sound, but it did not have working lights, but the stickers were very clean and in great condition, and that one did sell for $400. That was a good buy there. Here's a close-up of that vehicle, and you can kind of see the unique stickers, especially around the edges there, and then those little purple and black and yellow stickers are definitely unique to the Glasslite TIE Fighter. And then here was an Awing Fighter. So this is the Power of the Force Awing Fighter. Ship was in good condition. Landing gear and cockpit worked properly. Sound did not work on this one, but it still sold for $525, which I thought was a very fair price, just given how fragile and how hard it is to find this one complete. Here's a close-up of that one. So really cool looking item there. And then finally, here was the Glasslite TIE Interceptor. Again, this is the first time I've ever even seen this one. And the one wing did have a small crack, but it still displays nicely. The sound doesn't work, and the seat removes from the cockpit. Here it is right here. So again, it's the same kind of brushed nickel, you know, gunmetal gray as the TIE Fighter, but this TIE Interceptor, again, I mean, good luck trying to find one of these. They just never pop up, but pretty cool looking item there. And congratulations to those of you who were able to pick up some of these amazing play sets, vehicles, mint on cards. I mean, kind of all over the map. Chris just sold an orange-haired Luke Farm Boy graded CAS 80. That one sold for about $2,700 yesterday on the Facebook group. And if you go into the video description, I do have a link to the Facebook group in case you want to join. I know that Chris is working on a really, really big mint on card purchase, so hopefully those will get listed over the next 2 or 3 weeks. And I appreciate all of you who watch my videos. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please consider subscribing. Thanks again, and I'll be back soon.